Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. What's the weather forecast today? What do you got for me?
I don't have anything. I know there'll be weather.
It was gorgeous yesterday.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So we'll take it if it has to be bad today.
I took a car ride yesterday.
We did too.
Where'd you go?
Well, we went to see if this park that we like to go to is still open, and unfortunately it was not. So we just rode around listening to some music, and, it was very nice.
Yeah, I got up yesterday, took care of the dogs, had some breakfast, watched some TV, and then about 10 o'clock, everyone else in my house was still sleeping. I got in one of the cars, and I drove, and I just drove and drove and drove, and I ended up in Bridgehampton, Cande.
Wow, you really drove.
Yes.
And then you had to drive back.
Yeah, it wasn't that big a deal. It was probably about 35 minutes there and 35
minutes.
But
beautiful
first,
day.
So I drove around. I went up to the LIE and into Riverhead, and I drove through Riverhead. Then I went up to Sound Avenue, and I looked at some farms. Then I went all the way down south to Sunrise from up north, and ended up going out to Bridgehampton. And the impetus for that was that one of my buddy's friends rented a house out there. He's from New York City, and he's got some dough, and he rented a house out there to kind of ride out the virus,
So he was there?
No, I didn't go to see him, but I heard like the area that he rented a house in. So I said, let me, go just drive out there.
How much money he really does have.
Let me see what it's like, Cande. I got out there. It was like a scene out of the Truman Show where it was like idyllic. Everyone's like riding their bikes and running and jogging.
There's no coronavirus in the Hamptons.
Well, I know you're kidding, but yes, there is.
I know.
I just had to get that out there in case people thought there wasn't. But it's like everyone is riding bikes, jogging, physically fit in this gorgeous town with giant hedges protecting $1 million homes. It was beautiful. I'm driving out there. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going home.
I used to love to go to the Hamptons and ride my bike. Oh, such a good place to ride bikes.
Yeah, so it was nice. Anyway, got out for a little bit. And you got out for a little bit, and it's important.
It is important. It is important, and music is important.
Yes, I was. What were you listening to? What were you listening to driving yesterday?
Oh, just the radio, but we heard an all-acoustic show Sunday mornings.
Right.
Where all the songs they play are acoustic. So good.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love that show.
That's nice. I, of course, was listening to 96.1, but then I flipped over to my Les Miserables soundtrack, Cande.
Oh, dear.
I listen to that all the time. I have been since 1987.
That scares me.
I know every word.
Gee, I wonder where Elijah gets it from.
It's, seriously. You know what, though? I am a lover of the arts, Cande. And there is none better than the Les Mis soundtrack, so I was blasting that out my truck windows as I was driving. Here's this guy driving through the Hamptons in this Ram truck and blasting the Les Mis soundtrack. Is that a sight to see or what?
Oh, that's a sight to see. Now, when you got back home, did they even know you were missing?
No, they were still sleeping.
Even after you got back home?
So I got back home. Abigail and Leah, they had a little sleepover. They were still sleeping. Dana was still sleeping. They all went to bed very late. Elijah was up. He was in the living room watching YouTube, and there was a couple of the dogs barking, and I walked in, and I said, Elijah, the dogs, Tony looks like she just peed in the crate. What are you doing? He goes, I'm too scared to take them out by myself. And he's 7, so I get it, Cande. So I said, where are your sisters? Now it's noon. They're still sleeping, so I went into the basement. I flipped the lights on. I said, get a dog on a leash and get him out. And they did.
Good.
Yeah, and they did.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.